everyone, what's going on? I'm Angela Santoro.
I'm Trayvon Miles.
And this is Delmarva Sports Insider. We have an awesome show for you guys planned, full of action. Things got live at Sussex Tech. We'll have highlights from last night's game against Laurel.
That's right, and the Philadelphia Eagles are staring 0-3 right in the face. Can Chip rally the troops to get back on track this season?
All right, and we've also got some action for soccer coming up as well. We saw the goal of the year. That wasn't it, so you're going to have to wait just a bit.
What a time to be alive. Thanks for joining us, folks. It's the program you know and love, Delmarva Sports Insider. So much to get into today, but we'll start with the big-time Maryland and Delaware matchup. Sussex Central, who's in everybody's head-looping top 5, faced off against Queen Anne's, who is in everybody's Bayside top 5.
Right.
Let's just say Maryland got the best of Delaware this time. Second half, Lions nursing an 8-point lead. Sometimes you have to grab the bull by the horns. Tommy Bull, 31-yard touchdown to Carlos Rogers. Queen Anne's goes up by 15, and it would not stop there. Ahmad Gray, the OG, finds a seam and gets skinny. 75 yards later, Gray is into the end zone. Lions up 22 now. Now, Sussex Central's defense would try to show some fight. Tim Jones here with a great big hit on this run. But that was about the only victory Sussex Central had in the second half. Bull is going to seal it here. Gets around the edge for the 12-yard touchdown. Queen Anne's all over Sussex Central, 42-19. How about a big congrats to Coach Donnie Gray, his 150th career win. Absolute blowout. And I'm telling you what, Angela, we get in debates here all the time about which state is better in football, Maryland or Delaware. Queen Anne's was just on an absolutely another level last night. They came out. I thought Central would be the one to come out and show their dominance, but it was kind of the opposite. I loved how physical Queen Anne's played with them up front. You just said to me that there might be some D linemen missing that we heard
on
of
the street.
On Sussex Central. But nevertheless, you play with the guys that are out there. And like I said again, congrats to Coach Grafe, a great coach, even greater guy. 150 wins is unheard of.
I know. I can't even believe it. We're actually going to stay up in the Bayside and in the northern part of Maryland. Up in Stevensville, Kent Island was taking on the undefeated Stephen Decatur. Darren McKenzie here gets a taste of what the Bayside North has to bring. He's going to get hit pretty hard right here. And Kent Island's Johnny Harrison catches it on the fly. The Bucks would be back at it. Joe Sweet runs up the middle, look like it could be a touchdown, but Tyrese Henry says not today. He takes it 35 yards to the midfield. Nice play by Henry, and let me tell you, this kid can ball, whether it's on the football field or a basketball court. The Seahawks with it now. McKenzie, he is going to find Henry, but he is not happy about how this play goes here. It goes right through his hands.
That was it.
But Kent Island would win this one with their run game, 14-3 the final. And I can't lie, I did not think that this would have been as close of a game. Exactly, 14-3 was not what I expected. Last week, Kent Island came close to beating North Carolina, who is the team to beat and in the top of the Bayside. They slipped this week with a win over Decatur, barely beating them. The Seahawks proved to me that last night they have some real playmakers out there. You saw Tyree Henry. We were talking about him. He can bring it. He can bring it.
Yeah, I have a feeling on the defensive side of the ball for the Seahawks, you'll see another guy in the show a little bit later. A kid on Decatur may have had over 30 tackles. I was like, we'll get to that later.
We'll get to that in just a bit. Let's not get too far ahead of ourselves.
Definitely have to address that. All right, Lake Forest is hosting Dover, and probably the best game all night in the state of Delaware. We got to get to that one. Spartans pumped up before the game. There is a such thing as barking up the wrong tree, Angela. Lake pitches it out, and Jordan Allen comes up like, I heard you talking about me. Big hit right there by the senior, but Lake would keep it moving down the field. Noah Fig Johnson hands off to Amir White. I'll tell you what, we got to find a nickname for this guy. All he does is score touchdowns for this Lake Forest team. Senators would be down, but they have the coolest veteran back there slinging that rock. Tristan Harris, the hard way to Dwight Wilson up in the end zone. A great deflection, a great catch. Dover escapes Felton with a 41-40 win. Now, this is how Dover was supposed to look last year. I remember being big on them all season last year, and they did not look the part. They got this quarterback, Tristan Harris, now. I know I talk about him every show. I know you might be tired of hearing me talk about him, but this guy's been on varsity for 3 years. He's a veteran. He's obviously a senior. They can go anywhere, and I mean anywhere in Delaware, and easily put up 30 points. And you saw that the way they played against that tough Lake Forest defense.
I know. I was actually pretty surprised there, but you know what? He has been saying that Dover is a great team, so got to trust what Trey has to say. All right, well, out in Georgetown, Sussex Tech did not mess around last night. This one was all business about Laurel, and let me tell you, Trey, they had some fun out there. Take a look at the Tech Pack, always showing love for their teams. Justin Hill here is going to break through the middle and give that home crowd something to cheer for. He has the whole field in front of him, 75 yards to the house for his first of 3 touchdowns last night. Tech doing big things on the field, and their defense showed up to play as well. Marvin Spady with the monster sack in that one right there. The Bulldogs, though, looking to find their way back in it with a sack of their own, but this was all about the Ravens. A QB keeper here for Griffin Dunn, and that would be more than enough. More than enough, Trey, as Sussex Tech takes this one 55-7 the final. And is Sussex Tech really this good, or were we just kind of misled with the Laurel Bulldogs? I'm not really sure. I am. I'm going for Laurel. Coach Phillips, what's up? But, you know, I think it could be a little bit of both. This Ravens offense, I mean, they are absolutely stacked, but they're also making plays on defense. You saw Marvin Spady go out there and put that hit on that quarterback. I mean, it was absolutely unbelievable. 55 points last night, while only managing to allow 7 points. Sussex Tech, you guys have me sold, but the Bulldogs, let's step it up.
Yeah, I mean, you got to think about it in a rivalry game like that. You know, in such close proximity, those schools are. All the kids know each other. The way you know, Tech just came out and kind of put it on Laurel. Absolutely, they deserve a lot of praise. I think the Bulldogs will get back on track. We'll have to see. It's a long season.
It is a long season.
I had some action today. I took the long trip up to Wharton. I don't mind learning some good football to see Kent County host Cambridge for their homecoming. Now, Kent County was striking. As soon as I walked in the building, Stevie Kerr and that bad man, he had 2 rushing touchdowns in the first half, and he won Homecoming King. Some kids just have a tough life. Cambridge trying to answer now. Nate Lowe is going to answer, get it in from a yard out. Both teams botched the extra point. Game tied at 6. Next series for Kent. The Sirens came on Angela for the most explosive player in the Bayside. Little flare to Marquand Green. He takes it 59 yards for a touchdown. Trojans took a 20-6 lead into half, but the Vikings just kept chipping away. Trey Lake, 3-yard touchdown. Then Nate Lowe from 5 yards out. Cambridge would force overtime and come all the way back to give Kent County their first loss of the season, 33-27. Like I said, in overtime. What a comeback for Cambridge. Nate Lowe, Trey Lake, they willed that team to victory, absolutely. Of course, we cannot throw away the performance of the Cambridge defense in the second half. One of the most explosive teams in Kent County. They absolutely shut them down to the tune of just 7 points in the second half after putting up 20, and could have had more. But kudos to both teams. But obviously Cambridge came out on top.
They did, and that defense is absolutely solid. Kent County has to play some defense if they're going to do things in the Maryland.
I think so as well.
All right, well, right back here in Salisbury, Parkside hosted Colonel Richardson, and the Rams were taken by a bit of a surprise to start things out. Let's see why. Colonel, well, people that know them, they're not surprised, and this is what they do. Just 3 plays into the game, Eric Joseph in a new number, but his run game would stay the same. 53 yards for the touchdown. Colonel would take a 7-0 lead, and the Colonels would continue that lead here with Sean Bowens with a QB keeper. The Colonels take a 21-6 lead there. Now, Parkside, they figured things out on the defensive side of the ball, and it would be Niall OG who would help take care of business offensively to help the Rams close the gap. Parkside finished this one with a win, 72-36, the final.
It was homecoming at Bennett. They took on Easton, the Warriors, trying to find the legs. Mason Leaford finds Taquan Beckett for a big gain to help Easton get a good look at the end zone. A couple of plays later, JoJo Morasco, he is becoming a DSI legend.
I know, seriously.
Every single week, up the gut for the first touchdown of the game, and the Warriors are pumped up, but not for long. Bennett would only match their touchdown and match their intensity as well. Matt Christome does it the tough way. Ensuing kickoff goes all the way through the kickoff team and fills it all the way, and he is clear. It's just a foot race. The Warriors cannot catch him all the way to the house for the touchdown. Ties this game up at 7, but the Clippers the Clippers did come out on top, 10-7 the final.
All right, and Del Mar was taking on Caravel. The Wildcats slip up, and Caravel would come up with the fumble, but not to worry because Destin Ryder is there to save the day with a big interception and a huge momentum swing for the Wildcats there. Same possession, it's going to be Jimmy Atkins. He's not playing baseball, but he can still throw a football. He fakes the handoff, and he's in some pressure, but he connects with Jeff Witten for the touchdown to give the Wildcats a 14-zip lead. Caravel, though, responds with a touchdown of their own. Zach Lewis carries it in, and the Wildcats would block the extra point, but it was Caravel who would come out on top in double overtime, 32-24 the final.
There are a couple winless teams right now that I still will keep plugging away. Delmar 0-3 right now. Y-High 0-4 right now.
Sorry.
Easton 0-4 right now as well.
I know.
Those are teams that you typically see at the top of their,
Right.
their respective divisions. It's kind of a little bit of parity going on right
thing
now.
going on.
But like we said, it's a long season. We'll have to see
Right.
what happens. All right, folks, we're just getting heated up. More high school scores, power rankings, and a local college team scored 91 points today. It is so great to be a Seagull. Keep it here.
I'm Noah Feg Johnson, Lake Forest High School quarterback. You're watching Delmarva Sports Insider.